All right, welcome back, everybody. So here's the warm-up. If you're watching along at home, you feel free to pause, do the warm-up, and then play when ready. So let's first start by going over any questions that we may have from the homework. Give me at least 2 or 3 of these. Give me one of them. Danielle? The number 8? Number 8? Let's go through number 8. All right. So for number 8, the first thing I'm going to do here, the first thing that I have to do is get the absolute value completely isolated. What gets the absolute value alone here? What gets the absolute value completely alone? Multiplying by 3. Very good. Because the denominator of the fraction is divided by 3, so I need to multiply by 3 over to the other side to get it to be completely alone. So that means I've got a 4x minus 2 is equal to negative 9. And then I say, screech on the brakes. Absolute value is equal to a negative. Can that happen? No. No. So my answer would be no solutions. No solutions. That's my answer. No solutions. You might go through the process and think, oh, I do 4x minus 2 is equal to negative 9. And then I do 4x minus 2 is equal to positive 9. And you might think that you get answers. But if you were to go through and plug those answers in, they would not be correct. They would not be actual solutions. So you have to be very careful. Even though there may look like there would be solutions, there are no solutions there because it's equal to a negative. All right, give me another one to go over. Nathan.
Can we do number 10, please?
Yep. Okay, here's number 10. All right, first thing that I want to do again is get my absolute value isolated. But there's 2 operations happening on my absolute value. What's the first thing that I need to do? To get my absolute value completely isolated. Yeah?
You have to subtract 7.
Good. I've got to subtract 7 over to the other side. So that's going to give me 5 on the outside, x plus 1 on the inside, and a negative 45 on the right side. What's my next step? Danielle? Divide by 5. Don't distribute in. I still see people distributing into an absolute value. Can't do that. So therefore, I get x plus 1 is equal to negative 9. Okay, screech on the brakes. X plus 1 is, absolute value is equal to a negative. Can we have that? No solutions. Okay. Again, on the test, if you write the no solution symbol, that's fine. If you write it out as no solution for the phrase, that's completely fine as well. Yeah, any other questions on this one? Okay, let's take a look at 14 now. For number 14 here, again, I still see some people trying to do this and make this a 14. Can we combine those terms? No. What's the first thing that I have to do to get to solve this problem here?
You have to subtract 6.
Yeah. I have to subtract 6 over to the other side. That's the first thing. I'm going to leave the 8 multiplied to the absolute value of 7x plus 14 is equal to 168. Now I can divide by 8. Now I can divide 8 here and 8 here, and I get absolute value 7x plus 14. And 168 divided by 8 is 21. And now, will I have solutions for this one? Yes, because it's equal to a positive. So I can say 7x plus 14 is equal to positive 21. 7x plus 14 is equal to negative 21. And I can solve this equation. I can subtract the 14 from both sides. So I get 7x is 7. Divide by 7. X is 1. I subtract the 14 to both sides. I get 7x is negative 35. I divide by 7, x is negative 5. And those are my two solutions. Questions about that? All right, anything else on the homework that we'd like to talk through? Any other numbers on the homework? I feel like we're really sleepy Tuesday here, folks. Sleepy Tuesday. I feel like Tuesdays are like the most tired. Because Monday, it's like, okay, new week, you rest up from the weekend. But then Tuesday, it like hits you. You know? Tuesday is like, oof.
Yep.
And then Wednesday, it's like, okay, Wednesday, we're getting closer. Middle of the week. Then Thursday is like Friday Eve. And then Friday.
Everybody's supposed to get
Right. You know? Tuesday's the. All right. So 4x minus 2y is equal to 16. I want to solve for y. Remember, the first thing that you do when you try to solve for a variable is locate the variable that you're trying to solve for. Locate the variable that you're trying to solve for. Locate the variable that you're trying to solve for. So, solve for y. And then you say, okay, what's being done to y? What's being done to y? Multiplied and this weird 4x is working on it, right? And that's where people get a little confused. You think, oh, it's subtraction, so I got to add. What do I do with the 4x to get it over to the other side?
Subtract 4x?
Yeah, I got to subtract 4x to the right side. So I subtract 4x here and here. And that's going to give me negative 2y is equal to 16 minus 4x. Now what do we do? Remember, what do I do? What's my next step? Solving for y. Oh, come on now, Henry. There's a multiplication symbol in there. Divide by negative 2, yes. Divide by negative 2. So that's going to give me y is equal to, now, 16 over negative 2? Negative 8. Negative 4 over negative 2? Positive 2x. Be careful with that. Positive 2x. Questions on that? All right, let's take a look at this last one that I have over here. Number 2. So I combine like terms on the left side. I get 3x and 5x to make 8x minus 4. And then I have to distribute in the 2. Now remember, I can't make the 7 and the 2 a 9. You can't do that. You can't combine like terms before you distribute. So this is 7 plus 8x minus 6. All right, I've got 8x minus 4 is equal to, okay, 7 minus 6 is 1 plus 8x. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Okay.
They're not going to equal the same number.
Oh, I see what you mean. When I cancel out the variables, that's what I meant. The variables are going to cancel out. That's what's going to happen. And then we have negative 4 is equal to 1, which is what Nathan referenced. Negative 4 is equal to, is that a true statement? No. Remember, when the variables cancel out, you get something false, it's a no solutions. When the variables cancel out and you get something true, it's an all real numbers. So this is an example of a no solution. Now, remember, what does that mean? That means that in the original equation, there isn't a number that you can plug in for it to be true. There's no number in the world that you can plug in for x into that original equation to make it true. Nothing. No solution. Okay. Questions? Well, any other questions on the warm-up or the homework? No? Because this was kind of a review over, this was way back in section 1.7. This was back from section 1.5. Okay, so thinking about the test. There are two main things that you should be studying for the test. Two main things to prepare you for the test. This is just for our chapter 1 test. The two things that you should be looking at. The first thing is your 1.1 and 1.2 quiz. You all have those back if you've taken, everybody's taken it. you have those back. Most of you, I think if you just take it within the past day or two, it's not back to you. But most of you have those back. Those should be in your possession. I will answer any questions about those tomorrow. But you're going to see from me, if I give you a quiz, it's definitely fair game for the test. Okay? If I give you a quiz, all of those questions are fair game for the test. The second thing that I need you to study is your Chapter 1 practice test, which I'm going to give you right now. Okay? Now, this is for, I have the video still playing for everybody at home because the directions are quite, they're not. I'm trying to make them clear. See this paper that I'm holding right here?
Yeah.
I don't want you to write on it.
Oh.
You can put your name on it, I guess. But I don't want you to write on it. And it's going to become really clear why tomorrow. Okay? But I don't want you to write on it. So right now, please, everybody get out a separate sheet of paper. At least one sheet of paper. At least. This is 23 questions. I accidentally doubled up on one of the questions. Number 13 is the same as number 19. I don't know how I did that. But the reason why you're going to leave this blank is because I want all work and answers on a separate sheet of paper so that tomorrow, when you come in tomorrow, when we go over this, you're going to be making yourself a key on this. So that when you go home and study on Wednesday night, which all of you will definitely do, when you go home and study on Wednesday night, you'll have yourself an answer key for these problems. Okay? And then the work associated with it should be there as well, but I want you to create an answer key. So, go ahead, you have the rest of the period to work on this. It's 8:55, the bell rings at 9:17. I'm giving you plenty of time to work on this. Half the period. Yeah. Use your time wisely.
I was about to say, like, they're coming up now.
You can put your name on it if you want.